What's going on, guys? Coach Joe here at the Lions Den, and this video is not going to be the most entertaining video. However, what I've been doing for the last 2.5 months has just been putting in work. Nothing fancy. I've been really hitting it hard with my training, so I wanted to give you guys an update on how everything's been. I know a lot of you guys have asked about some variations I may do, so I wanted to show you, my programming and where I'm at now. But if you guys didn't know, I've been under the coaching of Alan Thrall for the last 2.5 months, and he's part of Barbell Medicine. And this is all RPE based training with a percentage twist once you get more exposure to the RPE system. So I do really like that as well. So some people may say, the battle between RPE and percentages. Well, I'm doing both, and it's been working pretty well. So I actually had the cool chance of hanging out with the Barbell Medicine crew about 2 weeks ago in Arizona, and I learned a lot of interesting things, as well as got my lifts evaluated. So I've been making some tweaks since I started until now, which we'll talk about a little bit later. I also want to address that I had a very bad back injury several months ago, and at the time my current deadlift was about 605 pounds, and the injury had set me back to under a 400-pound deadlift just due to pain and not being able to complete the lift because of so much pain. So it's been a journey for sure, and I've been battling a lot of adversity and mental battles as well, because you go from a 605-pound deadlift, getting injured and getting kicked all the way back down, that's aggravating. So it's just been a process of me getting back, and it seems like things are starting to click again. My deadlift now is anywhere between 575 and 580, so I'm almost back to where I was. However, my squat has increased. I'm looking close to a 600-pound squat, which my last PR was 550 in the summertime, and my overhead press is finally starting to kick in. It's been taking some time, but it's kind of cool to watch these videos where you guys will see videos that you're watching now from a month or two ago to where I am today. So I'm doing heavier weight for more reps, and the RPE is just changing accordingly. But yeah, so if you guys see me doing touch and go deadlifts like you see me doing here, that is because my back hurts so bad resetting every time, but I've gotten away from that. So there's no more touch and go, which has been pretty cool, and things have been going great. In terms of changing in technique, so for my squat, I'm working a little bit wider with my toes more out, and I'm trying to utilize the bounce in the squat, and I've noticed some differences with that, as well as really trying to engage my thinking about using my hip drive on the way back out of the hole of the squat, and engaging my quads more. But these have all made differences in my lifts. In terms of the deadlift, I was playing around with wearing weightlifting shoes, no shoes, flat shoes, and I believe that I pull the best either in flat shoes or no shoes. Weightlifting shoes is something they had said to play with at the seminar. However, I did not like it at all, and with my proportions and how I pull, it just doesn't work, especially where my hips need to be. So that's been good. For the most part, I have been doing double overhand grip, either with a hook grip, and when I use straps, I obviously keep it overhand. But I just kind of wanted to maybe work out a little bit of muscular imbalances I have there. I think if it comes down to me pulling a 1 rep max, I'm going to go mixed grip, but whatever. The bench press has been okay. I say the bench press has probably been my toughest lift right now in terms of improvement. I'm kind of around a 365, 375 pound bench press, which my best bench press was 400 pounds. So I gotta keep working at that, but I'm still happy with it. If I can get back to a 400 pound bench press, that would be great. I think my bench press went down because I wasn't training it enough as I had been in the past, but doing different variations like close grip bench press, incline bench press, pin pressing. My incline bench press has actually been going up through the roof, which I don't really know why, but maybe it's because of all the pressing I have been doing. My incline bench press is almost the same as my regular bench press. I hit a set of 285 the other week for a set of 4 or 5, and it felt really good, which I had never done before. So things are looking pretty good. In terms of everything else, I'm really dialing in my nutrition, which has been great. I think I'm putting on more muscle mass. So my weight is staying relatively the same. I'm about anywhere from 232 to 235, depending on the day and what I'm eating, but that's where it fluctuates. However, for nationals, I want to fill out my weight class, so I want to try to start increasing my weight as I get closer to nationals. I would like to be around 250 pounds, so I increase my macros on my carbs, and hopefully over time that will help, as well as my lifts. So if you guys didn't know, I was actually cutting weight for about 2.5 months and seeing how low I could cut while maintaining or increasing my strength, and I kind of hit that plateau point. So shed some body fat, you know, hopefully I built some muscle, and now I'm actually going to start gaining some more weight back, and I think that my numbers are gonna just keep going up from here, so I'm pretty excited about it. Real quick, I'm gonna talk about equipment, which you guys can see here. So I left my leather belt in Arizona for the barbell medicine seminar, and I was stuck with a Velcro training belt, which was absolutely awful. And the one I had is from Rogue, and I don't recommend that belt at all, because every time I go to breathe and brace, it would pop off. And that really freaked me out on my deadlifts, because if you're breathing and bracing and you're trying to push a max load and all of a sudden your belt pops off, that is where injury can happen, which you guys did see in the video a little bit ago. So I recommend leather heavy duty belts. I really don't like Velcro belts anymore, and I really won't use it, but lesson learned. And after the seminar, we had talked a lot about how your mind plays a huge role in injuries and in trainings, and I thought maybe I use this belt as a crutch too much. So I actually, because I left my belt in Arizona, was forced to do beltless training for that week. And as you can see here, this is a 485-pound back squat that I would have thought I needed my belt for. However, I did not, which only makes me think and know actually that if I did have a belt on, I could be able to do over 500 pounds for 4 to 5 reps. So just don't let the mind limit you guys. And I've put stuff before that Austin Baraki has said about pain, and you guys can check that out on my channel. But very fascinating and interesting. So here I'm doing some pen lay rows, which is another variation. I think this is like 255 for sets of 8. And then right now I'm doing some pin presses, and this is 205. And if you go all the way back to the beginning of the video, I was really struggling with my overhead press, and here it's looking so much more smooth. I feel a lot stronger, and I think my overhead press, you know, is anywhere from 250 pounds or up. This is me with a 515 dead, and then back again to the overhead press. But just wanted to show you guys some different variations, kind of catch up with you, talk to you. Like I said, this video, not that interesting, not very organized, but I know you guys like seeing some training footage. So this is me just hitting different variations of the squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, and the bench press. But hopefully you guys enjoyed maybe seeing my progress, my journey. I kind of just been figuring out what you guys want to see in terms of content, so make sure you're dropping down below. I never want to be that guy who's like telling you or a know-it-all. I just want you guys to see how I do through my journey. Maybe you can pick up some things you like, maybe some things you don't like, and we're just going to keep growing together. I got my first strongman competition this Saturday with Brian Alzer called the Lions State Classic. If you guys are local, come check it out. It's going to be a good time. I like meeting people, hanging out with you. But yeah, let's get this deadlift back over 600 pounds, squatting over 600 pounds, bench anywhere from 365 plus, and I would like a 250 pound overhead press. That'd be really cool. This is a 500 pound squat, RPE 5, felt pretty good. And then I hit a 515 for single and do the stanky leg. So I gotta get rid of, that was a technical problem, but I keep learning, keep growing. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, and I'll catch up with you later.